So I'm kind of doing an experiment with this whole thumbnail thing. We're just going to do a regular thumbnail of just a picture of me just like this. Because the last one I did like a nicer picture, got no traction. So it's either the time of day, what I'm talking about, or it's just the thumbnail, which I feel like maybe a lot of times going live, it's better to have a more natural picture rather than using something that AI kind of made, or any type of like you made it yourself kind of pictures. I see photo edit and shit. I couldn't think about it. But to quick talk about it, man, I'm talking about, what do you guys think? Location. I mean, mindset over location. Now, obviously, you could be some of the most smartest people out there, most integrity, and you could be in some of the very worst situations, and the majority of those kind of people probably are not going to make it out, are not going to see better days, they're not going to get what they could get from it, or what they should even get. And so location definitely does matter, especially if we're talking about like where you live, where you work, and stuff like that. Now, but to take a quick talking about whether it's work, but I'm also going to take a second to talk about school. So my kids, they're going to be going to school. When we talk about, hey, we want to send our kids to a decent school, whether it's elementary, whether it's a high school, and the biggest reason being, a lot of traffic. The biggest reason being, I feel like, because people always want to give their kids like the best opportunity possible. So I think it's natural, like, hey, of course you want to send your kids to the best school, but I really much so do think it really matters on where the kids are going to take it, because you can send your kids to a good quality school, and it's not going to matter if they're going to get wound up with the wrong crowd, not the right types of people, because whether they see the red flags or so whether they see the red flags in their friends or not, I do think it does matter on the location of the school, where it's at. But if your kids just want to get into trouble, get into toxic things, like, that's what's going to happen. It doesn't matter. To me, I don't think it matters on the school. I think actually there's a lot of great schools out there, and kids get wrapped up in the wrong things all the time. I think sometimes it's because they wanted to, something about it attracted them to the situation. But I think there's a lot of just, hey, they met their friends. They didn't even want to get involved in what their friends were doing at first. They were playing the back. So they're playing the back, letting their friends, do what they do, and like, hey, I'm not going to get involved with that. I'm not going to touch that stuff. That's just my friends. They do that. I don't do that. But then what kind of happens? They see their friends do it, and they're like, man, that's not so bad. Like, he's stealing out the store, but he's not getting caught, or he got a slap on the wrist. I could take that too. Or, oh, they're smoking weed, they're drinking, they're popping these pills, but they seem like they're handling it well. They're not nothing bad is happening to them. The kids don't understand the tolerance. The kids don't understand what it's going to put them through, like, even whether it's physical or it's mental. Like, I feel like a lot of kids just don't understand that, and that's why I feel like the type of mindset that the kid has before going to the school really does play, because there's this bad stuff everywhere. Maybe if you're really lucky, maybe some like little town don't have certain things, but from what I've talked to a lot of people, sometimes the little towns are the worst, because you're trapped even more so in those situations. You have nowhere to go, where you're just kind of there. But like that, when you go to a big school, like a big city, when you have a bunch of schools, I feel like that's like the harder trap to get into, because easily one kid can just go from one school to another. How many kids that go to nice preppy schools end up going to the public schools and making friends over there and everything? Wait, my bad. I wasn't planning on reading what you guys said, to be honest, just because I'm driving. But I'm a good driver. I care about safety to a degree, at least. So I'm gonna pull over for a second and just read some real quick. I'm 31. I'm old. 90s baby. Let me step out of this situation. I mean, dude, I don't even know what videos are the best videos to make sometimes, because you have to find people that resonate with you, and I'm still finding the people that resonate with me, because like I don't have a tribe yet. So I'm just kind of making things that I want to talk about, things that I'm interested in. Because the thing is, a lot of this stuff that like I'm interested in, a lot of the things that I guess I would say that I enjoy, like going to the gym, talking about recovery, kind of just making friends, developing support systems, and overall trying to spread positivity to people rather than negative. It's like there's not just like a group you can join and everybody is going to just like you and be cool with you and even just relate. Because there's plenty of people like I'm cool with, and like we can't really talk that much above just basic things, because we're just on two different kind of paths and our minds are just working a little differently. So I mean, you really just got to make whatever resonates with you, whatever you're into, because I ask questions. I try to learn. Oh, dang, that truck's lifted this hill. But hopefully that kind of gives you an idea. Like, I'll literally make a video of my pets, and sometimes I actually get way more activity showing my animals. Now, I'm thinking those are probably not the most ideal subscribers I want, but at the same time, I do make sometimes, content with my animals. Content, I guess, is a very loose word, that said. So, like, I do it because I also think it's funny and I just love my animals. But, like, there's a difference of trying to do viral things that gets people attention and then trying to do something that is a niche that really resonates with you. So I think that kind of depends if you're just trying to get likes, if you're trying to get activity, subscribers, or if you're really trying to get your tribe. This dude's your cousin. You got me looking up. I'm over here trying to look it up, like, who is this guy that said he's my cousin? What dude's your cousin? Oh yeah, by the way, I say cousin really weird. That's actually kind of funny though. Has anybody got some words that you guys just cannot say correctly? Cousin is one for me for sure. And code. I'd be like, I'm code. But now you're throwing me off, the ADHD. But all right. So I don't know if you're the same people are here or not. But wait. So, 1 second. I'm gonna talk to you in a second because I'm about to be pulled over. I just don't like looking at the screen too much, because like I try to be a decent driver. And I know I can go live. I know I can make like a video and post it later. And I thought about doing that, but then I kind of feel like that loses part of like the purpose. But go ahead. So talking about being in a different situation, like for example, the place I'm working at right now, they do a lot of mass hiring. All right, so it can be looked at as like, oh, it's like kind of a shitty job because why do they kind of hire it like that? Well, it's because some people don't want to stay. Some people get moved up. Some people, they find other jobs, because there's a lot of companies at the place we work. It's a bunch of different companies there. So it's easy to kind of talk to people, how much you make, what do you guys do, and try to like move over somewhere else. What the fuck are these people doing in front of me? That was so funny. So these people, I can't even explain it. There's people doing some funny stuff in front of me. But see, I feel like a lot of people go in and they're just like, whatever, I'm gonna do a half-ass job at this place because I don't really care. I'm just kind of here to get my paycheck and go home. Me, I figure, because I'm also 31, I'm an old guy, that if I'm gonna go work somewhere, if I'm gonna show up physically and I gave 100% of myself, I'm not going to half-ass it, because I'm giving my whole ass to be there. Why am I going to half-ass my work? And usually it's never noticed as much as it should be, but you could get pretty lucky and it could be noticed. Because the thing is too, if people are used to you slacking off and not caring, even if they still keep you employed there, they don't mess with your hours, your pay, or anything. They let you just slack off, half-ass things. Like, you're not going to get a raise. You're not going to get a better title. I mean, maybe some people will, but most people are not, because they're looking at that. They're like, okay, this guy is doing the bare minimum. Why are we going to pay them extra? They're probably not going to do anything extra. And I mean, I feel like I'm trying to work as if I'm not trying to strain myself, like I'm still paid by the hour, but that I actually at least care about anything I do. And it turned into the manager coming up to me and telling me they want me to go be a driver. So you don't really even know like where things are going to go, because that was a few dollars more. Like right now I'm still kind of doing like the training for everything, because like people ask me like, oh, like how did you get into being the driver? Like, that's because they just seen me work. They knew I drove, and the manager just liked me. They knew they were hiring for drivers and was like, hey, we want you to take this. And my point is like there were so many people working with us that they didn't have to just tell me and this other dude that they wanted us to be drivers. They could have put it out there, say anybody that wants to do this could just go do it. They directly came to us, said that we work pretty good, and if we're interested in doing the drivers, that we should go and take the test. By the way, it's not a DMV test. You got to take like a written test, and then your badge reflects that. So then it's kind of like your permit, and then somebody with the actual company has to drive with you physically after a couple of weeks, and they sign you off so you can drive. Because even though you can drive, they want to make sure you can drive in their area, which is interesting because they have CDL sized vehicles, but you don't need a CDL license to even drive it as long as the certain company you're with, because the company I'm with, they don't leave that area, and because it's private property, you don't have to have a CDL license to drive a CDL type of vehicle. Only if our work was to exceed the property we would, but it doesn't. So everybody that said hi kind of, I think, dipped off now. But in case y'all watch this later, hello, y'all. Thank you for stopping in, even if it was a little bit. Much love. I'm actually about to go in the crib in a few minutes. But I'm actually kind of glad no one's in here right now, because I'm going to just maybe try to get out what I was saying real quick. Maybe a couple other people come and go, and then I'm just going to call it good in a couple minutes. Rat shooting. What is it? Owen? Not Owen. Owe? Owe? Is it rat shooting Owe? Which I used to do pest control, so I just like that rat shooting name to begin with. Gabriella said hi. Hello. Bill LaRosa. What's up, dude? I'm trying to see who CEO Arnelius. This dude is my cousin, by the way. This dude is my cousin, by the way. Now, if he's talking about me or if somebody else was commenting, I don't think we are, but shit, let me know. I know you're probably just joking, though. That's funny. No, I don't even know what these pins crowns mean. My bad for the person that came in here. So I've been just reading the comments from earlier going on. So it's just Yes, like please go. Cause the only thing I don't like about when people coming and going is like you don't always know if it's the same people. So it's like, do I re-say some of the stuff I said or not? Obviously, for every new person that comes in, you're not gonna re-say everything. But give me a second. Anyway, I wasn't here right now. Anyways. You know what? It's actually a good time. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was actually about to go, but then everything should go up. So talking about like the location, that I do think it matters what people are trying to do, because if you go to a new place and you're trying to be a better you, like more than likely at least you'll be off to a good foot. I think the thing is that people come with no expectations of themselves, no want, they're not trying to even like do better. They've been half-assing a lot of things and they're okay with continue doing that. But I don't think they understand that it's a perfect opportunity to kind of remake yourself in a way. Not saying like be this whole new person, but shit, you was half-assing things at your old job and you were never going to get a raise or a promotion. You bet be the best employee you can at this job, and you might just get what you wanted out of it. You may not. You might need to look for another job after that. But I recently started a job, and I've shown myself like, hey, if I'm going to bring my whole ass to work every day, why am I gonna half-ass it while I'm there? And I think that's just a big thing for me, because like I've always tried to do my best no matter what I'm doing. But I think that also comes with asking questions, learning any material you can. Because you could say like, hey, I want to do my best in life. You could say, I'm going to be about my recovery. I'm going to be about my fitness. But then you're not trying to expand your mind. You're not trying to go to the gym. You're showing up late to work. All that is just going to reflect the kind of work you're going to put out there and how other people are going to perceive your work ethic. So it's just like going in about me trying to care about and send me trying to care when my kids go to school and send them to the best school possible. Because to me, I think a lot of parents, that's very important. Like you want to send your kid to the best school possible. The only issue is it depends on your kid. Your kid has to want it. Said, hey, what's up? How you doing? Hi. But since you're making a bunch of comments, my question is, what does that crown mean with the pound and the number? Because the crown, obviously, it's number one. But I've noticed multiple people, and a lot of them got like 2s and 3s as well. So now, while you commenting, let me know that. But let me go back to what, because I feel like we spend a lot of money, put a lot of time behind trying to send our kids to the best possible place, do the research, and just for our kids to get caught up in the wrong crowd. And sometimes they want to get caught up with those people. But I think a lot of the times that's not the case. I think they're just making friends. Oh, this person seems cool. This person seems safe. I'm hanging out with them. You're in school and now school is over, and they're lighting a blunt. They're breaking down a pill. They're handing out Zans like it's candy, a bottle of alcohol, whatever. And maybe at first you're like, hey, that's not me. That's what they do. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stand back. I'm going to let them do what they do. Once they're done, we're going to go hoop or something. And that's what I'm going to do with them. Maybe that happens for days, weeks, months. But there's a big possibility that you're going to start dipping into that candy jar. And I just feel like that could just be a slippery slope altogether, because they're thinking, hey, this person doesn't seem super under the influence. I think they're having a good time. They're not puking. They're not dead. They're not ruining their life. They seem fine. So I should be able to do it too. And right now, they seem fine, but also doesn't hit everybody the same. Oh, my mom's calling me. Gotta talk to my mom. Where else shall I go?